Looking at an English assignment that asks you to convert a single sentence into 6 different structural forms can feel overwhelming, but we are going to solve the first part of your homework right now. By the end of this video, you will have a foolproof blueprint to take one simple sentence and perfectly convert it into a negative, a yes-no question, a WH question, a question tag, passive voice, and indirect speech. Grab a pen and a notebook. We are going to write this out together step by step. Grammar is not about guessing or relying on what sounds right to your ear. It is an exercise in structural math. We are simply going to plug words into static formulas. Take a look at this diagram. This is the baseline formula for a simple past tense sentence, requiring a subject, a past tense verb, and an object. Let's apply this to the first sentence on your assignment. Write this down exactly as shown. Ram played football. Our first task is to convert this base sentence into a negative structure. To achieve this, we insert the helper phrase did not right after our subject. This is where most writers fail by falling into the double pass trap. Once you use the word did, your main verb must revert to its base form. So played loses its ending and becomes play. Check your notebook. Your first converted sentence should read, Ram did not play football. The helper verb did acts as a structural anchor here. It absorbs all the past tense weight of the sentence on its own, leaving your main verb free to return to its original present state. Our second conversion is a yes-no question. We are going to use that exact same helper word, did, but change its position. Watch how the structure shifts in this diagram. We take did and physically move it to the very front of the sentence. Then we add a question mark at the end to get, did Ram play football? Our third conversion is the WH question. This process is highly efficient because it builds directly on top of the yes-no structure you just wrote. Select a WH word, like who, what, when, or where, and attach it to the front of your existing formula. Add where to the beginning, push the rest of the sentence to the right, and you have, where did Ram play football? Our fourth conversion is the question tag. This is a different method of interrogation because, instead of rearranging the sentence, we attach a piece to the end of our original structure. Looking at this diagram, we start by adding a comma, then attach the negative tag, didn't, followed by the exact pronoun that matches our subject. Since Ram is male, we use he. Your sentence is, Ram played football, didn't he? Interrogative grammar doesn't require you to invent entirely new sentences from scratch. You only need to know which specific piece to move to the front or back of the line. Step 5 is the passive voice. The primary function of a passive structure is to shift the spotlight away from the subject doing the action and directly onto the object receiving it. On your paper, look at your original base sentence. You need to physically swap the locations of your subject and your object. Watch the diagram as football slides to the front and Ram moves to the back. To connect them, we drop in our necessary helper words based on the formula. Was right before the past verb, and by right before the subject. Your completed passive sentence reads, Football was played by Ram. Our final and most complex task on the assignment is indirect speech. This is the structural adjustment required to report a past quote to someone else. Here is the direct quote we need to convert on the screen. Hari said, I play football. To make this indirect, we execute 3 exact adjustments. First, remove the quotation marks and insert the word that. Second, shift the perspective pronoun from I to he. Third, shift the verb from the present tense play back to the past tense played. Write down your final conversion. Hari said that he played football. Mastering passive voice and indirect speech gives you precise control over perspective and time. It proves that constructing complex sentences is simply a matter of following established operational rules. Look down at your notebook. In just a few minutes, you have successfully reverse-engineered one Stavdil sentence into 6 structurally advanced forms. Check your work against this list. You built the negative, the yes-no question, the WH question, the question tag, the passive voice, and the indirect speech, exactly to standard. For the rest of your assignment, keep this blueprint open. Select your next subject and verb, for example, she visited Pokhara, and apply these exact same formulas. English grammar homework is never an unconquerable wall of text. It is a series of strict, repeatable blueprints waiting to